Hi, Kate Davis here. Today I'm doing a prop story directed toward preschoolers. The book I've chosen is Bark George by Jules Feiffer. It's a goofy story about a puppy who can't bark. He makes other animal noises instead. This is a perfect fit for the preschool set because they love animal noises and they love puppies and they love quirky main characters. A prop story uses visual aids to enhance the reading experience. I read a quote regarding props that I thought was just so apropos. Props are great if the story needs them, not great if the storyteller needs them. That's by Jackie at story-lovers.com. Props are most beneficial when acting out a simple story, when accenting a simple story like Bark George. The illustrations are very clean and simple line drawings. So instead of using highly detailed pictures, Jules Feiffer created hysterical facial expressions on the animals to add personality and character to the story. Those expressions, as does the whole story, just beg to be acted out. If Feiffer had used highly detailed drawings requiring strong attention, then props would detract from the book itself. Prop stories can be successfully used in libraries, daycares, preschool, even at home. Little kids, even preschoolers, love to do crafts and put things together. So if a parent has the desire, it's a great idea to get the kids involved and enthusiastic about reading books on a different level. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my props. I've got my animals and my speech bubbles. I colored the speech bubbles to match their respective animals to help the audience correspond the words with the animals. Some kids at this level might just now be learning their letters, or they might actually be reading simple words. So by color coordinating the words and the animals, it reinforces the letters, the words, and the sounds. George here is a simple cutout taped onto a box, and I cut out a part of the box so that I could put my hand in deep down inside of George and play the part of the vet. Here's a couple things I learned while prepping this project. Number one, have sturdy props. When I first made everything, I just printed them out on regular copy paper. After a few days and a few practice runs, George's nose was bending, my speech bubbles were getting bent, my animals' tails were starting to crunch. So I just matted everything on simple cardstock, and that solved the problem. It gave it a little bit of heft, a little bit of sturdiness. So even though I may only use this once or twice, it's definitely worthwhile to make it sturdy from the get-go. I think the most important thing I learned about this project is practice. Props are two-handed. You need a hand to hold the book and to turn the pages, but you also need to be active over on your other side, doing whatever you're planning to do with the props. Since you have to be doing those simultaneous actions, you need to have a smooth coordination to make it all happen, and that takes practice. The last thing you want to do is break the magic spell of the story by fumbling around. Now, before I start reading the story, I want to provide the link where I found the idea and templates for my props. It's kidsclub.com. Okay, and now on to Bark George. Bark George by Jules Feiffer. To Madeline. George's mother said, "Bark, George." George went, "Meow." "No, George," said George's mother. "Cats go meow, dogs go arf. Now bark, George." George went, "Quack, quack." No, George, said George's mother. Ducks go quack, quack. Dogs go arf. Now bark, George. George went oink. No, George, said George's mother. Pigs go oink. Dogs go arf. Now bark, George. George went moo. George's mother took George to the vet. I'll soon get to the bottom of this, said the vet. Please bark, George. George went meow. The vet reached deep down inside of George and pulled out a cat. Bark again, George. George went quack, quack. The vet reached deep, deep down inside of George and pulled out a duck. Bark again, George. George went oink. The vet reached deep, deep, deep down inside of George and pulled out a pig. Bark again, George. George went moo. The vet pulled on his longest latex glove, and then he reached deep, 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 deep down inside of George and pulled out a cow. Bark again, George. George went arf. George's mother was so thrilled that she kissed the vet and the cat and the duck and the pig and the cow. On the way home, she wanted to show George off to everyone on the street. So she said, "Bark, George." And George went, "Hello." The end.